I heard you're not a fan. Hey, look, you didn't even watch the fucking video, dude.
I saw the thumbnail. That's all I needed.
Yeah,
Bitch.
well, okay, so marketer. Yeah, fuck.
All right, yo. So your video you posted an hour ago. Some people were DMing me that saying your
Oh, I'm sure.
quartering isn't happy with your and Tonka style. He just posted a video, blah blah blah. So my thing was, and then also this guy called the director was in here, and he
Okay.
was arguing with me at the same time, saying, "Why do you guys have these blood sports? Is it productive? Blah blah blah." And my rebuttal was, "We have a lot of fun while doing this. We think that these surprises that jump on and the battles have been epic and people love it." So that was my idea. But what was your actual video about? Because then Toad McKinley defended you by saying, he DM'd me saying, I watched his video. While I don't agree with him, his video wasn't as bad as people are saying. But let's hear your point then.
No, so yeah, well, obviously it's a sensational title, and like trash TV, I don't know if it's not a term in Canada or whatever, but like it's about TV that doesn't give a fuck. It's not like your shit is garbage. It's like shows like Jerry Springer. Do you think you just said before, right? Like when you were in Adam Race Warski mode, you said I don't give a fuck as long as people laugh, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's so. Do you think Jerry Springer gave a fuck about what people said about his show when he had the #1 show in the country? You're like, well, I don't know if it was in the country, but it was fucking huge for a lot of years.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch the video, it's a little markety in the title, but I offered what I thought. And again, when you watch it,
I will watch
you
it.
find that
I love you. I love
like
you. I don't hate you.
Yeah, like I just gave my opinion in a straightforward manner, the same way it was. I gave it in the when we first met each other in that video, right? Like the I think the harshest critique I had was oftentimes, and as somebody who watches your show all the time and I listen to the Morning Kumite, I said that in the video that I'm fans of the channels. I linked both your channels. Like, it wasn't a shit on video. It was, in terms of what my taste is, I think people get wrapped up too much in being right. And if I said anything really pointed and direct criticism of you, it was that I didn't agree with you sharing fucking Skype conversations and win an argument. I think that was shitty. Like,
yeah, but he was lying about me.
Yeah, but again, like, so it makes me think like, okay, well, is Andy going to share out my fucking DMs because he thinks I'm lying about something, or is Andy going to share my, like, I don't want to. I mean, you do what you want to do.
The only thing I had showed was because he was saying, Sargon said explicitly on Baked Alaska's stream, he said, I had never said I wanted to debate Spencer. I showed the thing of me saying, hey, when are you going to do, people are just asking me, when are you going to do the Spencer stream?
Yeah,
and
I saw it.
He said fairly soon.
Yeah, right. So I think, while
if it was anything personal or anything like that, I would have
really
never
fucking
shared that.
personal. Like, if we were like we talked in DMs, right? Like, I know you're not really that pissed. Like, we can be pissed. I'm gonna fucking take it on that flute in a second. But like, I feel like it's easy to get caught up in winning. And if you were looking at this objectively, and maybe you tell me you are, his response was not like, I'm down on this day. His response was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Like, what, and you were using it to say like, well, he's fucking down. And like, I didn't read it that way. I just didn't.
No,
Maybe
but
I'm
on Baked Alaska's stream, he said, and I was listening to it while I was doing chores, which is why
Before
I
you
jumped
hopped on,
in.
you mean?
Yeah. He said, I had never said I wanted to debate Spencer, which was a lie. And then when I came on, that's when he changed the goalpost about the date, which I would agree with. But him lying about that was what pissed me off.
Sure. Okay. So I don't
They called me a
disagree.
liar. Yeah, yeah. And in the chat, people said he was calling me a liar in
Well, I
front of
think
what 8,000 people, and I
no,
was like, "What the
I think what
fuck?"
he said was, didn't he say like, well, I never agree. He wasn't saying Andy is a liar. Did he say that? I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. I'm not saying it didn't happen.
Well, after he said I was lying when I had jumped on, which I never did. That's why I showed that specific Skype
So,
message.
so my beef is like, you know him, right? You know him well enough that you have him on a Skype level where you could
I
have
don't
just
know him
messed.
too well.
No, right.
I've talked
It
about
No,
doesn't
Skype
matter
like
if he knows him. What matters is Sargon, by making a statement publicly about it, he made it a public matter. To that extent, Andy has the right
he
to
was
defend himself with every piece of that conversation.
well. No, he doesn't have to.
well, I
He
shared
doesn't
only
have
the
to.
one
He has the
particular.
right.
I
The
didn't say
one
he didn't have the
particular.
right.
Well, more than the legal right, he is legitimate in informing the public that the statement by Sargon, and I'm sure Sargon was confused. He wasn't like intentionally hiding or lying, but his statement was wrong in front of thousands of people, and it was putting Andy in a bad situation because it makes Andy look like someone who organizes a show without people's consent,
And I
which
was
is
like
terrible in
lying,
the
yeah.
business. He has to defend himself.
Yes,
I
I
went
have
in a
no
little
problem.
hot. I'm not gonna lie, but I was just livid because he was the one who was the first person to tell V to message me to say that he wanted round two. This was about
Yeah,
two
yeah.
or 3 days later, and then he also, which I didn't even
He
catch.
has a bad habit of speaking on his behalf, though. I think you know that much.
Yeah, yeah, but then I also caught something way later. It was actually after the show. He said that was just 10 days ago. No, it's been a month and like 2 weeks
Since
that
the
he
last-
said that message I showed was like my third time asking. Hey, again, just popping in to ask you. That wasn't the first time I had messaged him. That was like
don't
the
you-
last time.
Yeah, I'm not.
It was a
saying,
dick
like-
move, though. It was a dick move showing that message. Fair enough, but like
That's
when
my-
you have 8,000 people bashing me in the chat, calling me pieces of shit like liar,
I didn't see
have to
that,
jump
though.
in. Yeah,
Was
but
that happening?
no, like in that chat when Sargon was talking about me, when I was doing chores, what I usually do is I'm washing dishes or doing whatever, and I have my phone and my headphones on, and it's a very long cord, so I'm able to grab the phone, and I'm looking at the chat, and they're like, "Oh, Andy's this, Andy's that, Andy's a liar, Andy set this up without his consent." That's why I came in so hot, because I'm like, he just made 8,000 people, not all of them probably believed him, but most of them at least think that I'm a liar, and that's what I'm like. Dude, you're the one who wanted this. I asked you already 3 times, and you keep saying fairly soon. And then also, I don't know, did you catch the second time I just jumped back in the stream?
I
near
only
the
made
end?
it. I made it to like 3 hours. I don't know what happened after that.
Yeah, so at the end we did post show, and Sargon was still there, and I had asked him one last question because I forgot to bring it up the initial time I jumped on. I was like, did you not say a statement recently that speaking to Andrew Anglin is the last alt-right debate that you will ever have? And he's like, yes, I did say that. And I'm like, do you see how I perceive that statement? And he's like, well, I guess I'll make an exception. And I'm like, okay, now that I'm
Your
confronted.
Sargon impersonation has
Yeah,
got to get
yeah.
your impression sucks, dude.
So I was just like, now that I'm confronting you, now you're saying that, which is fair enough, cool. And I was a lot more calm the second time I jumped on. It's just that initial time, I'm like, no, 8,000 people can't think that I'm a liar. No, I'm sorry. Like, what if you said something like that, and then I'm on a show, and I literally say the opposite of what you say, and then you jump on, and then I change the goalpost? Wouldn't that at least anger you?
Of course, yeah, it would. I don't think what I think the situation was is just a misunderstanding. I think that it's fair to do that. What the only thing I didn't like is I had 2 people that I like basically trying to get each other, and like
Yeah.
you have Skype conversations. At least you have them on Skype. I'm not saying you didn't. You could.
No, we literally. If I scrolled up in that, it's like literally like.
But you had a
millimeter.
you have a line to them, and like,
It's not about him. It's not about convincing Sargon that he was wrong in his statement. It's about a public problem. If he stated publicly, the face-off needs to occur in the public space.
Yeah, okay, fine. But Jeff, do you think that you need to isn't there an unwritten look? I'm not going to argue whether or not it was like legal or whatever. Okay, I concede he has every right to do what he wants. But when
It
you
was a
have
dick
like
move. I'll agree with you.
That
It
was my
It
only-
wasn't even a dick move. It was a dick move for Sargon to claim that in the first place.
Yeah,
defending
it was like eye for an eye.
self-defense is not a dick move.
True,
Just
true.
like planting a knife in the body of someone who's trying to kill me is not a dick move. It's sometimes the only solution. Self-defense has
If
to
he-
occur, and
that-
it has
yeah,
to occur
you
there.
can't
look,
compare those two
no,
things. A
hang on.
fucking internet
If he said
squabble
though,
versus-
if he said, "Look, I told Andy that I'd do it, but whenever I'm ready," I wouldn't have even jumped in at all. I would have been like, "Yeah, that's true. That's
yeah,
exactly
I
what happened."
feel you.
Yeah.
It's possible though. I mean, maybe he was being you know what I mean? Like maybe he was being dishonest. I don't know because I'm not in his head, and
Well, I spoke
nobody
to
is.
V after, and apparently, and you know, this is for him and me. Apparently, he's getting a lot of stress from the alt right and what he's doing right now, and plus people bashing the liberalist movement, etc., etc. So I understand he's under pressure, so he's just a little bit stressed out. And as you know, me, I'm pretty stressed out with people always constantly attacking me. So it was sort of like me and him just butted heads on that because we're both just like fed up at other things, so we just sort of clashed, right? And
Yeah.
look, I know he's a busy man, I understand that, but just don't lie about me, and I'm cool,
Yeah, but okay, yeah. I mean, look, I mean, that's maybe true. Maybe he did lie, but maybe he did misspeak. I feel like you have every right to defend yourself, and like literally when you watch the video, that's what I said. I said I wouldn't share personal Skype conversations to win a fucking internet argument. Like that was my big critique. My other thing is,
But it wasn't
yeah,
an internet argument. It was a blatant lie in front of 8,000 people to make me look bad.
But
and what I do here, that affects my credibility for having potential guests on the show in the future. And
Maybe.
and if he's gonna shit on that, like, look, if he doesn't want to be on the show, fine, fuck it, I don't care. Just say it to my face. But to ruin my credibility to make himself look better, that's a low blow. And if you're gonna be playing with low blows like that, look, I'm not gonna dox anyone. I'm not gonna reveal any personal information. I'm not gonna, try and find IP addresses, any of that bullshit. But if I have to show one message to show this person who's trying to ruin my credibility, I have to do it.
Well, have
If
you
it's
ever
anything
heard of,
personal, I would. If it was anything personal, I wouldn't show it, obviously, because it'd be more personal. It's just him saying yes fairly soon. That's all.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
he said.
and I mean,
And then he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I didn't set a date." And then he changed the goalpost, which then it showed that I wasn't lying, and then that's why I backed off.
yeah. I mean, again, I'm not here to defend him, right? Like, I'm here to defend my video, and like, you'll watch it later and you'll see it. It's really, I mean, maybe there'll be some things you disagree with, and that's totally fine. But I mean, it's what is it? Hanlon's razor, right? Like, don't assume malice, what can be explained by stupidity, or in this case, maybe a misspeaking. Maybe he was being deceiving, but I just feel like people aren't giving anyone the benefit of the doubt in trade of, trading.
Well,
for
yeah.
blood.
Well, he
That
didn't
was-
give me the benefit of the doubt. When you tell me you're gonna do the show a bunch of times constantly, and then you're on a stream with 8,000 people, that was like what, number 2 or 3 trending, and then you say that he never said anything to me at all to make me look bad. That's when it's like malice. That's where it's like, okay, now it's affecting my shit.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. I mean, I think you have every right to defend yourself, and I have every right to critique it, and we can be good. We can be good on that. Like, it kind of sucks that like, we can't be more angry about the flute. I mean, that's part of what really brought me on. I mean, no, I think my critiques, I think I stand by them, and and it's your show, and I even say that in the video, right? It's your show. This is just my opinion and my platform to share my opinion. I can't
What were
argue
the
with
critiques, by the way? May I ask? Hang on, just real fast. Big super chat from Augusto, Jose Ramon, Pinochet. I can never say that fucking word. $50. Impressed by his magnificent performance, the Pinochet Airlines offers to collaborate with the flute guy by having him play the lovely tune USSR anthem to the ears of leftists as they experience the breezy ocean winds of Chile down by helicopter. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So yeah. What are your critiques, if I may ask?
Yeah. Let me open. I want to get them right. I only had 3, so they're not.
And this is for me and Tonka, I suppose you could say.
Well, it was just for. I mean, it's not for you, like in particular, right? So here's some of the specific tweets I have. I think moderation.
Real fast, Jared James Leslie, $20. Andy, it is in your right to defend yourself when someone defames you in front of viewers. You should never be apologetic for this. That's the problem with the West and this. Sorry, Canadians. We need to change. Thanks for that. All right, so you can go ahead. Sorry, man.
So to be clear, like I think it's bullshit. I'm not saying you didn't have every right to defend yourself. What I'm saying is I wouldn't share personal fucking Skype logs. That's it.
If
like,
I jump on, right?
You didn't need to show it. He had already conceded the point. You were like, I'm gonna fucking show it right now, and then you put it up. You could have said like, hey, this is what you said in Skype. You know what I mean? It's a small thing.
Fair enough. Fair. I was angry. You know me. I'm a little bit of an emotional motherfucker.
I know, I get it.
Yeah,
I'm not shitting on you. I'm just.
But he shouldn't have fucking lied. Like Andrew M, $5. Sargon lied about Andy on the public space. He also wanted to show Andy. Yeah, he did. He also wanted Andy to show the Skype chat. Yeah. Andy's actions have been like, yeah, I remember. He was like, fine, show it.
Yeah, you're like, well, I'm going to show it. So what do you expect he's going to say? Right? He's not going to be like, no, don't.
Well, he still
I'm not saying he didn't agree.
Consented.
That's fine. He agreed. That's fine.
I didn't show it secretly on Twitter and just tweeted it out, right?
No, but I didn't think you needed to win that argument. But that's just, whatever. Like we can agree to disagree.
And you have to mean... you have to admit though, like besides that point, he was being a little bit of
he's being pretty sensitive.
Yeah,
I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, I don't think he's the best at debating, and everyone wants him to debate, and I don't think it ever has ended well. But my critiques are simple. Like in my opinion, moderation needs to improve. Now, I heard whatever director give me shit about like some puritanical fucking, whatever. But it really just refers to when there's like 5 people all yelling and you can't hear anything. So that's what that is.
A snow muffin. I'm not talking about the people keep using this fucking example. If a girl says she'll go on a date with you, but she doesn't make the actual date of the date. I know that's weird to say, but the date, that doesn't mean that you weren't supposed to go on a date. You can't just whine and say shit. That makes no sense. He came on and said he had never said he was going to debate Spencer. That's what I'm arguing here. Anyway, That's not about you quartering. That's
I'm not saying
the chat. Yeah,
I'm not saying whether he was telling the truth or not. I'm just saying. By the way, Tariq Nasheed asked.
Wait. Tariq Nasheed, $20. Asked Jeremy why he wouldn't call you a friend in the video when you have no problem with calling him a friend. Ooh.
Yeah. The only reason I
helped you take down a pedophile ring.
Yeah, that was Adam, not Andy. Okay. I'm friends with Andy. Okay. But I was only wanting to be careful. You'll watch. I was trying to be very careful. I was like, I didn't want to assume, like, I don't want to say, oh, we're good. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, hey, we're friendly on the internet.
Yeah, we're friendly.
I would kick it with you outside.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Like, saying you're friends with someone on the internet, it's weird because it's more like we're friendly with each other, and people are awkward saying the friends thing. Yeah, all right.
We kick it fine outside.
You don't want to assume, and then you say that, and I'm like, we're never friends. Yeah, no,
I'm not saying I love you first.
Yeah, exactly. But so what are
So I talked about that. I talked about I didn't know if outlines might help, like outlining the topics. And again, these are just broad to keep things on topic. And I said in the video, I don't know that you don't do that. But and so taking more control, outlines. I talked about the obsession with winning, and it's just not for me. Like
Whose obsession with winning?
just not necessarily the hosts of the show, but often
Oh, like just
yeah, like
people,
when you're
yeah.
watching the show, people get so fucking caught up. It's like Destiny, right? Destiny will be like, yeah, but you said this, and like they get caught up on semantics, and it's super unappealing for me because it's like, well, maybe okay, so maybe you got them, maybe you don't, but like, what are you really talking about? Are you really more worried about like getting them saying something? For example, I use the example of, okay, so Sargon said sometime. I agree with you that certainly is not a no.
Wait, by the way, yeah. Someone DM'd me. He didn't specifically say that I was lying. His exact quote was, "I don't know why he's lying about this."
But again,
saying
like
you were lying. Now, on the question of the people talking over each other and the IDs and the semantic game, this is the beauty of blood sports. We get these people and we call them out for doing that. People get caught in the blood sport arena if they do semantic games, and you see the chat going wild, and they'll say this guy is lying or this guy is moving goalposts. That's why blood sports works, because you can go for the outside argument like they would in a university, or if the other people believe they behave in a way that is reprehensible, they will get detected and the internet will call them out. That's the beauty of blood sports. I don't see the problem there.
yeah, sure. And again, my video was just my opinion, right? Of the types of videos I like to watch, not that the types of videos everyone should watch. And I
Fair
also
enough.
said in the video that nobody can deny the numbers. Nobody can deny the viewership. No, I mean, but I
Do you
also
think
pointed
that
out. Go ahead.
that the numbers are a variable? I mean, sorry, the numbers are there because of the variable of the fact that it is not structured. Because like before, in 2017, there were a lot of debates. And sorry, my freaking camera always fucking lags. It's annoying me. But the debates, like, don't you find like a lot of debates get a little bit boring or just
Yeah.
long-winded? Like, for
Yeah.
example, I'd say one of the funniest debates with Sargon was him, I think, at
Oh, the
Milwaukee.
MythCon one.
The
Yeah, yeah.
MythCon. That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just
That was
having
high
a neural-
intensity.
So to me, that was funny because it was like blood sports, but like in front of people, and there was cheering, and it was intense, and that had a shit ton of views. And I think people like that. I don't know. That sort of
Well, clearly they do. I mean, I don't. I think that there's an opportunity somewhere in the middle, but I think that doesn't mean you have to change what you're doing. And I said that in the video.
Fair
I also
enough.
said that,
Cool.
I think you guys are, I don't know what the longevity of blood sports is, but it seems like what people want to watch on YouTube changes every year any fucking way.
Yeah, we're gonna evolve as the show goes. JF and I have some plans in the future for evolving. We're just taking it one step at a time. Like we can't change too quickly or too slowly. I find a lot of people complaining about the blood sports thing. A lot of them are still in that 2017, 2016 era, which again, if you're going to bash SJWs, I'm fine with that. I hate them, and I think there is a place for those videos, but what I'm personally interested in and what JF is personally interested in is what we're doing right now, these high intensity debates. So
Yeah, right on. Well,
it's weird. I know there's a lot of criticisms we can make about everyone or whatever. I understand.
Yeah. I think I'm probably a boring chat, but I would just suggest, watch it. And I don't think I came across as saying you had to change anything. I'm just saying I think having all these people, you're probably right to say that people want to watch everyone like screaming at each other, but like I feel some loss in like having so many smart people in the same room and then just having it devolve. But you're right. Far less people would probably watch that. Like I think that's fair.
Yeah, cool, man. Fair enough.